Momentary Troubles. Chapter 1. Serendipity on Huahang Railway. Episode 7. Arriving into the Central Aviation School's Jianqiao, New Village. Yan Baohui cherishes her chance to encounter and reunion with Xu Yongdao. She believes that it was the fruit of her prayers. At this moment, she regrets her decision to work in Shanghai. She realizes that she should have accepted the position offered to her by Dean Smith at Hangzhou Guangai Hospital. She met Dean Smith and his wife while returning to China on the President Cleveland cruise ship, which stopped in Kowloon, Hong Kong. Dean Smith learned that she was born in Hangzhou, earned a bachelor's degree in pharmacy in the United States, and obtained her American pharmacist's license. He offered her a position as a pharmacist at Hangzhou Guangai Hospital. However, she wanted to stay in the familiar city, Shanghai. So Dean Smith recommended her to Shanghai Guangai Hospital. As she was thinking, Xu Yongdao drove up to the entrance of Hangzhou Guangai Hospital. Before getting out of the car, she said to him, "I will see Dean Smith and ask him if there is any position available at Hangzhou Guangai Hospital." "Are you planning to work in Hangzhou for me?" he asked. "Yes," she replied. "I'll accompany you to see Dean Smith," he said. "I feel a little bit like everything happening now isn't real, like a dream," she said. "Everything in this earthly world isn't inherently real. It is merely a temporary reality. Today's reality will soon become a fleeting illusion of the past, gone forever," he said. "What is eternal and unchanging truth?" she asked. "Life is a journey of going home. Once you return to your eternal home in heaven, you will see the eternal and unchanging truth," he said. "Home. I want to go home," she said. "I feel the same way as you feel," he said. As they entered Guangai Hospital, they ran into Dean Smith. Dean Smith said in Chinese, "It's nice to see you again, Miss Yan. Do you have anything to do here today?" Yan Baohui replied in English, "I came to visit you and Mrs. Smith. Thank you for giving me the job opportunity. This Jinhua ham is a gift from my uncle to you. If Mr. and Mrs. Smith like the taste, please call my uncle, and he will send someone to hand it to you." Dean Smith took the ham and said, "Thank you, Miss Yan. Jinhua ham sandwich is my invention in Hangzhou, and there is also a salad made with Jinhua ham and spinach. Do you know? How do you know I like Jinhua ham?" "I guessed," she said. "Who is the officer? Who is this officer?" Dean Smith asked in Chinese. "Hello, Miss Smith." "Hello, Dean Smith." My name is Xu Yongdao, a captain instructor at the Central Aviation School. I'm Miss Yan's boyfriend, and I came here today to accompany her to visit you," Xu Yongdao said in fluent English. Yan Baohui had heard Xu Yongdao speak French with a Parisian accent on the train, but this was the first time she heard him speak English with a strong British accent. Dean Smith took Xu Yongdao and Yan Baohui to his office. They sat on the sofa opposite Dean Smith, and the Dean's secretary brought 2 cups of coffee. "Dean Smith, I came to Hangzhou this time to thank you for helping me get a job at Shanghai Guangai Hospital. However, on the way to see you, I changed my mind. I want to work in Hangzhou Guangai Hospital. In fact, this is the very opportunity you gave me first," Yan Baohui said. Dean Smith listened to her quietly, then looked at Xu Yongdao beside her and said, "Miss Yan, you suddenly want to work in Hangzhou. Is that related to Instructor Xu?" "Dean Smith's judgment is absolutely correct," Xu Yongdao said. "Please give me a little time, and I will reply you as soon as possible. How many days will Miss Yan stay in Hangzhou this time?" Dean Smith said. "I'll be back to Shanghai next Monday," she said. While they were talking, a Chinese female nurse came in and asked Dean Smith to go to the inpatient department. The husband of a female patient was making a big fuss in the ward and wanted to take his wife home because she was going to have an operation tomorrow. This husband heard from the villagers that foreign missionary doctors took advantage of female patients during the operation and even cut out the patient's internal organs to make elixirs of immortality. When Xu Yongdao and Yan Baohui heard what the female nurse said, they felt indescribable sadness in their hearts that there were such ignorant and stupid compatriots who slandered the Western missionary doctors who came from afar to dedicate themselves to China. Mr. Smith said, "Miss Yan, Instructor Xu, I'm sorry. I have to deal with that right away. You two should take a rest first and have another cup of coffee." Xu Yongdao said, "Dean Smith, it is time for us to leave now. We will visit you again another day." After saying goodbye to Dean Smith and walking to the gate of the hospital, Xu Yongdao said, "Baohui, it is still early. Do you want to visit Jianqiao town and visit the Central Aviation School? You can stay in the Aviation School guest house tonight." His suggestion surprised her. She had originally planned to stay in a hotel near Guangai Hospital that night, attend the church service in the hospital chapel the next morning, and then return to her uncle's house, so as not to let her uncle and auntie worry about her returning home late. "I've been to Hangzhou many times, but I have never been to Jianqiao," she said. He saw that she had a hint of wanting to go, so he said, "Baohui, don't worry. I will make proper arrangements to ensure your safety. Is there a church in Jianqiao? She asked. Yes, the Jianqiao Church, established by the Southern Presbyterian Church of the United States, is located at the old street of Jianqiao town. Lin Haoen and I often attended the Sunday services. I'll take you there tomorrow morning, he said. When she heard that there was a church in Jianqiao town, and she could attend the church the next day, she decided to go with him to see the plane she had longed to see and get to know him better. When the jeep arrived at the gate of the Central Aviation School, Xu Yongdao said, "Bao Hui, I will take you to the officer's guest house first and book your room. After dinner, I'll take you for a walk around this area. What do you think of this arrangement?" he asked. "Okay," she replied. In front of the car window, a large green gradually came into view. Suddenly, she smelled a fragrance and asked, "There is a fresh fragrance. Do you smell it?" "No, I've often been in a camphor forest, but I don't feel its fragrance after smelling it for a long time," he said. It turned out that the fragrance came from the camphor trees on the roadside. "I like this fragrance. It would be great if there were camphor trees in front of my door, so I could smell it every day," she said. "That's easy. If you live here every day, you could smell it every day," he said. "There are few Western-style buildings out there. I didn't expect there would be American-style houses in this countryside," she said. "That's Jianqiao New Village, a newly built village with Western-style buildings in it. It is called Xingcun, meaning awakening China," he said. "The Central Aviation School was built here, and that's why Jianqiao town has a complex of Western-style buildings. The Western-style buildings you see are the dormitories for the school's senior American advisors and instructors, the principal's building, and the provost's building, and the dining hall. One building was built specifically for President Chiang," he said. "Do you know Mrs. Chiang?" he asked. "Which Mrs. Chiang?" she asked back. "How many Mrs. Chiang do you know?" he asked back. "I heard that Chairman Chiang of the Nationalist Government had several wives," she said. "That was a long time ago. Now there is only one Mrs. Chiang, Soong May-ling. Like you, she studied in the United States and is also the daughter of a pastor," he said. Mrs. Chiang's father, Mr. Soong, was originally a pastor. He was sent to Shanghai by the American Methodist Church as a preacher. Not long after, he became a businessman, although he still went to church and donated money. Some people said he was using the Lord instead of being used by him. If he had been a businessman first, then been called by the Lord to become a pastor, and then left the ministry to pursue business again, that would not be in line with God's will. Furthermore, he began as a full-time pastor, but later switched to a full-time businessman. May the Lord forgive him, she said. I see that way too, he said. Mrs. Chiang's late mother, Mrs. Soong, was the daughter of Pastor Ni Yunshan. Mrs. Soong's elder brother, Ni Xi-ling, was also a pastor. Both generations of past Ni served the Lord until their death. Mrs. Soong was a faithful believer throughout her life, especially in her later years, she said. I've heard that Mrs. Soong's spiritual life began to deepen after she became a widow. When Mr. Soong resigned from his ministry to pursue business, Mrs. Soong did not persuade her husband to devote his life to the Lord, to avoid business, or not to join the revolution. Mrs. Soong was always frugal. In addition to using her family's wealth for her daughter's education, she used all her money to support the Xinhai Revolution, donating only the remaining funds to the church. This shows that, in her heart, revolution was more important than missionary work. Believers in the Lord Jesus Christ should honor him with their wealth and the first fruits of all their produce, especially a pastor's daughter and wife should do so. The Lord's table is not to be despised, nor should we offer sacrifices with leftovers, she said. Of course, when offering sacrifices, we must offer the best of the first fruits. Tithe and thanksgiving offerings must be prioritized. The leftovers must never be used. I believe that, although Mrs. Soong was a pastor's daughter, sister, and wife, her own faith also needed to be tested. Mr. Soong passed away 13 years before Mrs. Soong. When he passed away, their youngest son, Zi'an, was only 12 years old. Their 4 children had not yet started their own families and careers. All the burden fell on Mrs. Soong's shoulders. During this time, she learned to rely on the Lord in all things, and her heart completely turned from the world to God, he said. He first became a pastor and then a businessman, which was a sort of apostasy in God's eyes. Unfaithful and unrighteous. May God forgive Mr. Soong, she said. I also pray that Mrs. Chiang and her 6 brothers and sisters together will receive God's blessing and mercy, he said. After passing through the camphor tree forest, he parked the car in front of a 2-story building and said, Bao Hui, we are at the officers' club. There is a guest house inside. You stay here tonight. Where is your dormitory? She asked. I am in the instructor's dormitory. The wives of the married instructors and their husbands live in a Western-style building in Xingcun, he said. He arranged a room for her and booked her and took her to the restaurant for dinner. After dinner, he took her for a walk through Xingcun. which resembled a garden. He was so familiar with the garden that he had lost touch of its beauty. But at that moment, he felt as if he were in the Garden of Eden. In an instant, he understood the meaning of the Garden of Eden. Eden, in its original Hebrew word, refers to the joy of enjoying heavenly blessings. It means that no matter where one is, one has heavenly joy in one's heart. That is the Garden of Eden. In the Garden of Eden, there are a husband, a wife. He felt that no matter how beautiful the place where a bachelor lives, it's not worthy of being called the Garden of Eden. Bao Hui, do you understand what the Garden of Eden is? He asked. That's all for today. Thank you for listening and watching.